because I was muted, and that is just some great streaming for you right away, right off the bat. Awesome. How's it going? Mark Camire here, your host. Welcome to the Dive Live, the Friday Night Dive. And yeah, it is Super Bowl weekend, and we must discuss the things. I know everyone out there who's watching this who even remotely cares about the Super Bowl is 100% the opposite feeling that I am. And the feeling I have is, look at that, Tommy B back in the Super Bowl, and every one of you probably are like, fuck him. And that's fine, because, and that's equally, and fuck you, Mark, for rooting for him. That's fine. I feel you. It's okay. It's going to be okay. But that said, go Tom Brady. It's happening. It's a thing, man. How did we get here? How, I ask you. So yeah, put your thoughts in the chat. Let me know how awful I am for rooting for the greatest quarterback in the world. Just go ahead. You can say it. I will not judge you. You can judge me all you want. I'm actually really excited about this. As a Patriots fan, okay, look, it does make me sad that we're not getting a Patriots Super Bowl, but if New England had just shown Tommy B the money, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. But here we are. Zach Anderson's in the chat. What up, Zach? So sorry about your Green Bay Packers, as we've already discussed before. Chrissy's already laughing because I was muted at the beginning, and I'm sure she found that quite hilarious. So it's like, good to see you, Patsy. Hello. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, off to a great start indeed. But hey, man, it is what it is. These are just this is just how it goes in the dive. We don't pretend to be perfect. We don't pretend to be 100% professional. We just are what we are. So, anywho, how's everybody going? How's everyone doing? How you are you partaking in a beverage? Are you partaking in something else? Let me know. Let me know what you got cooking. And is it just me, or is the internet just like really screwed up right now? Because kind of looks like it is, based on what I'm seeing. The quality looks really shitty, and I'm not digging that at all. What is happening? It's kind of bothering me, actually. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Let me hear your thoughts. Let me know that. Are you still with me? Are we still? We good? Everything good? If not, do let me know so that I can find a way to try and fix it. Even though I'm not a tech savvy wizard, but I will try my darndest. But okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not getting, on my end, I'm not getting good resolution. But if it's okay on everyone else's end, then I'll let it be. But could be stream. We've been having StreamYard issues lately, and that's really annoying. It could be a YouTube thing, or it could just be could be something else. Could be the internet going. I don't know. Sometimes the internet over here is on point, and then sometimes it is not. So you were double dipping on the on the smoke and the slow and low. That's my girl. You yeah, well, if you're looking to pass out later on in the evening, I'm sure that is exactly what's going to go down. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. It's kind of really upsetting. Anyway, well, I'll just have to not pay attention to Yeah, I don't get this. I don't get why it's not giving me full quality. It's like really, really upsetting. But I may just have to stop looking at the other screen, but I can't help it. Damn technology indeed. Thank you, Zach. That is 100% correct. It was a day. Was it a day? I imagine for you it probably was a bit of a day. It was steady on my end. I did not almost die 3 times today like I did the other day, so that's all. That's good. That's a good sign that things are looking up. But sometimes those Fridays, I feel like you get those Fridays where they really test your patience. The universe tests your patience to see if you are, do you deserve a chill weekend or do you not? And the universe will test you on a Friday, right? The exact day you don't want it to. It'll test you to see if you deserve the chill weekend that is coming your way, or do you not? So. Was John trying to kill you again? Not this time, but the thing is, we don't know what John does behind closed doors when we're not around. When he's not streaming with us, we don't know what he's up to. I don't know who he talks to. I don't know if he's got a CB radio in his house or in his vehicle that he can just communicate with. Whoa, that okay. That's loud door slammers in this house. Anyway, yeah, I don't know who he talks to, so he very well could have been on the horn with somebody that is on the know. On the know, in the know. I imagine he's all, yeah, well, you imagine probably correctly. Hillbilly Scribs, Jeff Saunders is in the chat. How you doing, Jeff? How's it going? Yeah, I don't know how it looks on your end. On my end, it things look kind of fuzzy and it's bugging me. So, but if everything looks good over there, then I'll let it go. But that sort of thing just annoys the piss out of me. Jeff, what you drinking, man? I know you're drinking something tonight, unless you're working. If you're working, don't drink anything. The most pressing question by Christy. Hold the phone. Where the fuck is McGee? If I'm not mistaken, Christy, I think McGee decided to get out of town for the weekend. If I'm not mistaken, if I could be wrong, it could be a different weekend I'm thinking of, but I know she mentioned about getting away to a cabin in the woods. So we can only hope and pray that if that is what indeed happened, that she makes it out of that cabin alive and doesn't fall prey or victim to some stranger like a fuzzy wuzzy that's going to jump into the woods and seek out said cabin and hurt our friend McGee. So speak of the devil and he shall appear. There's John. John, the question everyone's asking, were you trying to kill me the other day? Do you have contacts when you're not because I told him I don't know what you do when you're not here streaming. So I don't know who you talk to. For all I know, you got a CB radio over there or a ham radio, and you just talk to these random truckers that are on the road all the time. And perhaps you told them, be on the lookout for this particular guy. And if you see him, try and run him over. Because I almost got run over 3 times the other day. So spill the beans, sir. Are you responsible?
It was me.
There it is. That's all we needed to know. That's there it is. Yeah. So now everyone and you also know that I will not be stopped. I will not be finished by the highway road warriors. Jeff is drinking coffee. So Jeff must be on the oh, he's got to record stuff later. Oh, okay. So Jeff is doing what we call being responsible, and I applaud him. And fair enough, he's got recording to do later. I am not going to discourage his lack of his libations. He must do what he's got to do if he's going to record. He's drinking coffee, which means he's going to be amped. He's going to give you all, the audience, a fine product. So there you go. Patsy says, "Are you cold?" No. This jacket just kind of fits the aesthetic. I've got some new pants on that you can't. I am wearing pants on this show because this is not the main show. What do you want?
Can you do me a favor? On behalf of the women in the audience and everyone in the audience, actually.
Yeah.
Can you shine a light on your jacket? Because we can't really appreciate the black jacket on the black shirt in the black background.
I can try. Let me see. I'm going to...
See, you thought I was coming on here to harass you.
There you go.
But I'm here for audience support, and that's about it.
Can you see it? Is it all right?
Yeah, it's a pretty sharp-looking jacket, man.
It's just a black denim.
Yeah.
It's got some some tears, some fringes and stuff on it. It fits the my metal rock sensibilities, and I got the pants to match.
So can you model the pants?
No, I can't. It would be moot.
We don't want anything that's moot.
We don't do moot here.
Can everyone in the chat just do me a favor, because I took the effort to pop on and say hi? Can you give Mark some appreciation for the jacket and the whole look he's going for? Just give him a little love in the chat. That's all I'm asking for. Mark, you have a great show. I'm going to go ahead and watch.
Well, I thank you, John, and I will. Look, I'm not going to discourage any of you for taking John's advice if you want to compliment the look and the aesthetic, because I'm nothing if not a whore for compliments. Speaking of whore, Jeff, how's it going?
Where did John go?
John went to probably go get back on the horn and to tell those that failed in their mission to kill me earlier in the week to rally and stand by.
I didn't know it. I don't know anything about that. I feel like I'm out of the loop on everything. I just found out a minute ago that the twins from The Social Network like to eat people.
One of them that plays both twins likes to eat people. So you can imagine that if one likes to eat people, the other probably does as well. And there is not enough people in this world to satiate both of their appetites.
I have a theory on that. In that movie, there were two of them, but I haven't seen but one of them since that movie.
It's a good point. It's a very good point.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just busy making my rounds. Jeff, I need you to stand by.
Hold on, I gotta fix something.
I just need you to stand by, Jeff, and it'll be okay. We'll rally at a time. All right. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Mark, you can go back to your show. I'm just making my rounds to the people I got there.
Okay.
Right?
I just heard sirens in the background, so as far as I know, I'm doomed.
Uh-oh.
So there we are. Jeff, you're a football guy. Who do you got winning the Patriots? Winning the Patriots. Who do you got winning the Super Bowl, and why is it the Buccaneers?
Are the Cowboys playing?
They are not. Not even close.
I'm not watching.
Do you know a lot of people say that, especially the moment that Tommy and the Bucks, as soon as they found out Tom Brady was going back to yet another Super Bowl, it was like, we're not watching. Not gonna watch the Super Bowl. It's gonna be boring. Yeah, they tossed that word around, boring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The fact that in my opinion, and the stats would agree with me, that the best quarterback in the world, in the league, is going to give you a great show, and you can't handle it.
No, Tony Romo retired.
I'm gonna do this all night.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a lot of people say they're not watching, but yeah, I'm really not watching. I mean, there aren't going to be any beer commercials and no Cowboys.
No beer commercials, no Cowboys. Yeah, I'm hearing the commercial thing is kind of a point of contention, that we're not going to get good commercials, and I don't know what that's all about.
Well, that's the main reason that I watch. I used to dabble in advertising and graphic design years ago. So like I love me some well thought out and well done commercials.
As
I'm
do
starting to
I.
get dizzy.
I know. That's that's what happens when you don't let John in. Just kind of just hijack. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's better. We'll do that.
I don't know if
I'll
you noticed my
probably-
hat, Mark.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, you kept kicking me off the air. I just want to show you my hat.
Why do you have that hat? Are you rooting for the Buccaneers?
I like the Super Bowl.
That's, you know what? That is a civil and respectable answer.
Maybe
And I-
better than
Go
mine.
Chiefs.
It might be better than my answer. I'll wait till Bad Lip Reading does a video on it, and then I'll see what happened.
Those are pretty spectacular. I haven't watched a bad lip reading in a while, but anytime any of the sports ones that he does comes out, especially the NFL, it's you're in for something incredible. And
Yeah, they're pretty dang funny. Those and the Star Wars songs they do.
Oh yeah, I can still sing "Seagull Stop It Now" from memory, like the entire song.
They have one that they do called Hostels on the Hill.
Yeah,
all about the AT-ATs coming to Echo Base, and it took forever for me to realize that Hostels on the Hill is an acronym
Hoth.
for Hoth.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, that the guy or whoever the multiple people maybe, or maybe it's just the one guy, whoever runs that whole thing is absolutely brilliant and everything.
Yeah, they got it going on.
Even if you think one or two of the bits don't work, they still kind of work, considering. The songs are spectacular. I think my favorite though that he's ever done is the governor from The Walking Dead. Sings a Broadway song.
Yeah, those are good. They've done some fun Game of Thrones ones.
Fun story about that.
Yeah.
So, and maybe I shouldn't admit this on air because it'll be on record, but whatever, I will.
Well, as long as it doesn't involve you like eating people, I think it's okay.
I haven't eaten anyone. Not yet. My kink only goes so far. But I haven't. Old Handsaw's in the chat. Everyone go say hi to Old Handsaw and go check out his TeePublic store because he's got one and it's great. And I'm really upset I didn't know about it earlier. Anywho, the Game of Thrones bad lip reading is a medieval fun time theme park. He basically, for those who haven't seen it, he turned bad lip reading of Game of Thrones segment. And he made like movie trailer. All the characters are people working at a Renaissance fair, and it's spectacular. It's so spectacular, so much so that when my brother and I watched that for like the 15th time in a row, because that's how much we loved it, we started throwing ideas back and forth. And I said, "Do you know what? We don't really have a comedy movie centered around a Renaissance." Like a Ren Fair.
No,
like we don't have that. The closest that we've gotten is the LARPing event in the movie Role Models. That's the closest that I can.
There's that one. There's also what is the name of it? There's a comedy about LARPers that has the brother from True Blood on it, and who else is in that?
Yeah.
Dinklage, Peter Dinklage may be in that. Yeah,
in that as well. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, so that's about LARPing. But as far as I know, there is no comedy centric movie that is centered around a Renaissance fair themed park, whatever. And so my brother and I, we came up with a treatment and an idea of what it would look like, and it's still on my to-do list. I've written a few little entries, but I haven't put together a full screenplay. But that's in the works, and we were just going to call it Ren Fair with a exclamation point at the end, like airplane.
I love that. I love that so hard.
And it was inspired by the bad lip reading of Game of Thrones.
So that's a great idea, Mark. And
Mhm.
Other than the two things that you mentioned, I was going through my Rolodex in my head.
Oh yes.
The closest that anyone's ever come to that is probably the Cable Guy.
A little bit, but even that.
No, but I'm saying like that's in the proximity of what you're talking about,
Right. Yeah. Yes. I'll allow it. It's think of that one scene at medieval times, but expanded into like a
Right.
90-minute feature.
Yeah. Well, and then having the sensibilities of like Airplane or Naked Gun or any of those movies in there.
So the other thing that you could say might have come close is A Knight's Tale, but that's actually in the time of.
Yeah, even though I wouldn't so much call that movie a comedy or parody. I would call it more of a waste of time, but that's just me. I know people love it. It's fine. But yes, in the similar vein. Yeah, I know people don't. I don't look, you guys. If any of you out there have known me for a small period of time, there's a particular actor I don't care for, and even now, after all this time, I don't care for. I didn't care for the guy's acting, so it's really hard to watch any of his movies and think, yeah, I like this.
Which guy are you talking about from that movie?
You can pretty much guess.
Who was in that movie?
No, because I feel like everybody in that movie is a pretty outstanding actor. That's why I'm asking.
I would say the supporting cast is great. The lead, not so much.
I mean, that's an odd hot take to take, man. That dude knew how to act, and that dude was just getting started.
If you say so. And I know I'm in the minority here, and that's completely fine. I am used to it. I followed the dude's career ever since that movie.
Are you talking about?
He's talking about Heath Ledger.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Cary Elwes. And I know he's not the best Robin Hood, but I thought he did okay.
Well done.
Who's Cary Elwes?
You mean
did I say it
Newell?
wrong? I learned to read phonetically.
I know Ernie Els. He's a golfer.
You know what's funny? Because Cary he's Welsh, so we all call him his last name. We all pronounce it Elwes, and he answers to it. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, and Christy, if you're still in the chat, please speak up because you've actually met and hung out with the guy. Just drop that name. I think it's pronounced Yules, actually, because it's Welsh.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced the Dread Pirate Roberts.
It's pronounced Wesley.
It's pronounced as you wish. Or as Wanda says it, as you wish.
No, if anyone out there said they weren't a fan of Cary Elwes, I would be like, you're not human. Get out of here. Get away from me. Go join your lizard people.
Wait, what lizard people? What now?
Wins. Because of your Dread Pirate Roberts thing, I guess. Yeah. Mindless lizard people are like, because I don't trust people that don't like Cary Elwes. I'm not saying they exist, but if they do, then I saw it, and I'm sure I'm gonna hear about it another time too. Great. We've already gone off the rails, but it's okay. I this is what you come to the dive for, to go off the rails. So that's all I'm gonna say about the Super Bowl, and that's all I'm gonna say about Tommy and the books. But you can you can expect probably Tom's 7th ring. All I really hope for is a good game, if I'm being 100% honest, because my team is not in the Super Bowl, so I shouldn't care. And Jeff obviously doesn't care because for obvious reasons. But okay. Christy says she's still not not clear on how to pronounce Regalia. Oh, okay. Damn it. Well, I think I heard that somewhere, maybe like from the horse's mouth, like in an interview or something. I think in the Welsh pronunciation it's Yules, but do not quote me on that. I'm still gonna call him Elwes just to be safe because he's just so used to it. It's kind of like when people mispronounce my name. I'm only okay if it's a certain mispronunciation just because I'm used to how it actually sounds, or it's this one other way. So, Jeff, you're not alone. You got other Jeff, you got other Cowboy fans, in the chat with you. So, I mean, huzzah. Jeff, you'll appreciate this because if you guys don't know, in Jeff's wonderful variety show, he likes to introduce this character called Thor Odinson, the lawyer, the attorney at law, and I just happened to be drinking out of a Mjolnir glass that the ring light is not. There we go. See that? And then on the back, it's got the little creed of whomsoever holds his hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. Completely forgot I had this glass, and I was just kind of digging around, and I was like, oh yeah, my Mjolnir glass. So this was a happy find. I will absolutely quote you if I make an arse of myself saying Yules and I am wrong. Well, don't do that. Because if I'm wrong, I don't want to be responsible for that. So please, Christy, don't do that. I will check my work. I'll do my I'll do my digging. I'll do my digging around, and we'll make it happen. Okay, we will figure it out as a team together. We will figure this out. But anyway, I just wanted to share that. I'm drinking from Thor glass, a gin and tonic. If you guys saw my Instagram stories, it's Gin Friday, made famous by the people at the Sobros Network, another Nashville podcasting shout out. And Thomas, there's another one for the Nashville bin. Apparently, behind the scenes, it was made known to me that I mentioned that I'm from Nashville quite a lot, and that our producer Thomas is going to make a compilation mix of all the times I've mentioned it. I didn't think I mentioned it that much because honestly, who cares? But I guess it's something that I say a lot. You damn right you do. It's awesome. I do too, and completely forgot it was in there. So sometimes, you guys, you have treasures in your possession that you don't even realize. What's up, John?
I gotta go drop a U-log. I just wanted to say goodbye.
Well, happy happy dumping.
Happy Super Bowl weekend. I hope your Tom Brady beats the Mahomes for your sake, but I don't think he will. So I wish you luck.
We'll see. Thanks for hopping in. Always a fun time. And please keep those trucks that you're in contact with away from me. It is just, I like living, and I honestly never thought I'd meet my end at the hands of getting sidelined by a semi truck. So it would be nice if that didn't happen. So let's just hope for the best. So enough about the Super Bowl, enough about the sports stuff, because you don't come here for the sports. You come here for the good conversation, and you come here for me drunkenly ranting about whatever. Pardon me. But you guys, look, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, because I think everyone needs to go into this fresh as hell and completely without expectation. But if you are not watching WandaVision, you must start watching WandaVision. It is delightful. It's a wonderful show, especially if you are remotely a fan, or you are remotely keen on the MCU, any of those movies, any of the stuff going on with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You got to check this out, because it's not just, the show is not just about these two people. It's about so much more. And every episode we have, it just sort of unveils more that we either don't know. It reveals things that we might have forgotten about. and it's just a fun, interesting, weird piece of television. So I've gotta recommend it. Really is. Christy gets it. She knows. Christy, I don't know if you're up to date, but there was a new episode that dropped today. If you don't watch it tonight, definitely tomorrow. Zach Anderson, I told you I get to avenge. Oh my God. Look, even old Handsaw is chastising you, and well, he should. This is not one of those shows you just put off, Zach. Okay, you gotta make yourself sit down and go, because, and honestly, I don't see how you must not care about spoilers or anything, because I don't see how you stay on the internet at all without some jackass spoiling it for you, because that seems to be all people know how to do on the internet now. If they're enjoying something, they have to spoil it for everybody. And it's infuriating. I know that I can't stay an episode behind and expect to do anything remotely on either social media or the internet or anything at all, because I know if I miss an episode, something's going to be spoiled. So tomorrow. There you go. I've been busy. Have you, though? Have you? Sacrifices sometimes must be made in order to self-informed of the goodness going on. So highly recommend WandaVision. Like, I wanna talk and speculate so much on the show, but it's not over with yet. And it's only getting crazier and weirder. And so a lot of the theories that I might have had at the beginning of the show have completely gone out the window. A theory I might have had last week is gone now. Or not so much gone, but tweaked. But I'm just saying there's so much I want to talk about with the show, but you can't talk about it without spoiling it. It's kind of like when Infinity War and Endgame came out. Like, that's all I wanted to do was talk about it. And there were a few people that I really wanted to discuss it with, and they hadn't seen it. So I said, I can't. And when it was still relatively new, I wanted to, shout from the rooftop all the things that I, loved about it, the things that made me think about the future. And I couldn't, because I said, well, it's still new. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people that still haven't seen it. And I don't want to be that guy. But it's frustrating. You know what I mean? If I have seen the spoilers, I didn't realize it because a lot of context. Okay, yeah, well, even so, though, man, like, and it's these last two episodes, there have been some major spoilers that have come out, whether it's in context or not. Like, you can understand the context. So I'm just saying, you need to get on it before something really bad happens. See, look, so I took the day off and watched it. Yeah, you see, sacrifices, man. Be like Handsaw. Be like him. And also go visit Handsaw's TeePublic store, because it's really awesome. And you bet your ass I'm gonna get a shirt. Maybe two. So yeah, man, WandaVision, it's good stuff. And really, it's fueling my desire for everything else we're going to get, especially the Loki show. Big fan of Loki. One might even say that my fictional equivalent would be Loki. I didn't say it, but somebody out there did. And I'm not going to fight it. I'll take it. I'll take the moniker. And so, yeah, I mean, this show is just making me want to see Loki that much more. I'm aching to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier as well, and just all of it. Just give me all of it, man. I am. If I was a shill for the MCU, I would gladly be a shill. I don't make any money from it. This is free promotion they're getting because the product's that good. If your product's good, I'll promote the hell out of it. You don't have to pay me. It would be nice to get paid. Just like it would be nice to get paid for all the times that I mentioned that when you buy a Coors Seltzer pack, you help donate 500 gallons of clean water to your local river. In order to clean up the river, it's good for the environment. You're drinking for a cause. Stickers are cheaper. Yeah, but honestly, dude, I don't really put stickers on anything. Like, I have a bunch of stickers and they're just sitting there because I don't know what to put them on. I could put them on guitar cases or something, but you know, how long am I gonna have that guitar case? You know, they're like because once I get used to that case, then I'll get like another guitar or like a better case to put my guitars, and then that case just kind of sits there and it's covered in stickers, and then I'll feel like I've wasted that sticker. And then I know a lot of people put stickers on their laptops, but I don't want to do that because I just don't want to do that. And I'm definitely not putting stickers on my car because that's terrible for the car. And if you ever try to trade or resell, that's a huge problem. A decal is different. Decal, there are ways to get that off cleanly, but a sticker, not so much. Have to say the rivers, you damn right. Still don't even know what the show is supposed to be about. Well, the show is about Wanda and Vision living in a living the perfect American suburban dream. Does it look like an old sitcom? Sure. Why does it look like an old sitcom? Well, that's for you, the viewer, to figure out. And it's a fun adventure. It's weird. Might be too weird for you, Zach. I don't know. I don't know how you do in those sorts of things. Hansel has guitar cases older than his daughter. I mean, good on you. Oh, well, if it makes you feel any better, I've got 2 roommates that are a little bit older than I am who've been playing for many, many, many years, and they probably would say the same thing. So yeah, it's hard to talk about WandaVision, but I will say, it feels like every time they put out a new episode, that's the one where I go, okay, this one I enjoyed the most. And then the next week, it's like, you know what? No, this is the one I enjoyed the most. And I keep thinking, is that recency bias and what it is just each episode is giving you more and more and more to figure out. And it's giving you more things to explore, in your mind. This, I'm not even going to lie to you. This one that was released today ends on like even I, who am usually not shocked by what they're going to do these days because it's the sky's the limit. They can do anything and everything. This left me shocked it was that I can't believe they went there. I can't believe it. So that is what I will say. Okay, Zach. The witch lady and the robot are living in the Dick Van Dyke Show. Yes, until they're living in Bewitched, and then living in Brady Bunch, and then whatever other sitcom you might think of. It's all there, bro. It's all there. You got to watch the show if you want to really figure out what's going on. I can't explain it to you because that's counterproductive, and honestly, it wouldn't come out clearly. And also I would be spoiling shit. So I'm not going to spoil anything. So you just got to go watch it. Amazing what you find in an old guitar case. Oh boy. I once found a can of Budweiser in my guitar case. And I had that guitar case with me in high school. I thought it would be a great idea, instead of just leaving it in the guitar case and, taking care of it later, I thought it would be a great idea to take said beer can, it was full, by the way, and go to the closest bathroom from the classroom and, chug it. before going back to class. I thought that would be a great idea. It wasn't a great idea. I got caught throwing it away because the teacher was going down there inspecting. There had been people earlier smoking in the bathroom. Smoking in the boys' room. Yeah, they were doing that. So they were monitoring that particular restroom. Didn't know that. And when on the camera, when they saw somebody go in, they, you know, got on their walkies and be like, hey, there's someone in there. Go check it. And when I saw that a teacher was down in there, I freaked out. Tried to very slyly throw the can away, but the can was not nearly empty enough. And so when it hit the bottom of the trash can like with a thud, and that caused the teacher to go investigate whatever that was. And there it was. He found the beer can, found the beer in it, and you know, that got me suspended for the rest of the semester. And that is my high school story. So the lesson here, kids, is when you think you want to be a badass, you know, do like crazy things like, you know, drink a beer in school, remember to have a lookout. Remember to maybe just say, nah, I'll wait. Just don't do it. But silver lining was, because you think it's like, I not get expelled. Well, they at least in the 8th grade. Well, I mean, well, I had my own thing in 7th grade that I think I've told you about, Christy. But the silver lining of that high school story is that they suspended me, and during my suspension, I had to attend this special kind of school for troubled youth. Essentially is what it was. Like we had to get a pat down every time we went in. We had to get scanned through a metal detector. We couldn't carry. We had to wear like gray sweatpants and a gray shirt. And we were stuck in these like tiny cubicles to do our schoolwork. Now here's the it felt like prison for a second there, except, you know, kid prison. But juvenile delinquency lockup is probably way worse. But the thing is, they had to give you schoolwork to do, but they never gave me specifics. They just said, okay, they just kind of said, all right, well, just do this work from the book, like answer the questions at the end of the chapters, and then that'll count as your that'll count as your schoolwork. So I didn't have to do big projects at the end of the semester for some classes like I probably would have had I been in the actual class. I was doing really poorly in one class in particular, and I didn't know this until after, but if I had failed that class, I would have to have taken it again, but they only offered it in the fall semester, so I would have had to be I would have been held back. And I wouldn't have graduated on time, and that would have been a huge clusterfuck, and that would have just been embarrassing. That would have been a problem. So doing the work they gave me during my suspension in that troubled school brought my grade point average up for all my classes, because the work they gave me was just, you know, lousy BS stuff, but it counted. And so thus I passed that semester. And then after Christmas break was over, spring semester started, I was back in the regular classes and everything, and it was all good. It was a blessing in disguise. It's crazy. So that's why I won't say I completely regret doing that whole thing, but, you know, I feel like there was probably a better way. Sexist. I remember going to night class in college hammered. Oh, dude. Well, college. I can't tell you how many college courses I took where I was like blitz in class. College, it just happens in college, and they really don't care unless you're acting a fool. But good on you for being such a rebel. He's photographer on yearbook staff. We did all our bad stuff in the darkroom. We're no good. Yeah, dude. See, in hindsight, if I was still gonna do the beer thing, I should have just stayed where, because I was in the choir room. And my guitar case was in the storage closet, which was empty, and we used to just go in there just to hang out when we didn't want to bother with everything else. I was a choir boy. That's right. I should have just chugged it in there and then thrown the can away on my way out, because my choir teacher wouldn't have said anything about that. So yeah, but you know, it is what it is. It felt like juvie, but it wasn't quite juvie. It was like if you were in juvie, but you wanted to go take regular classes, but you still had to serve out your sentence, so they sent you to this separate facility. It's kind of like that. And the people running it were not good people, so it was just it's a really weird thing they had going. Needless to say, when I finished and was done with that place, like I did not look back. I can't even tell. I put it out of my mind so hard that I can't even tell you where where it's located now, if it even still stands. The chick sitting next to me said they smell. Hey man, that must you went ham. You just went all out, and again, it's college, so I commend you for it. In college, I was in opera theater, and a lot of times before rehearsals, which were at the end of the day, like 4 o'clock, 5, and if classes for us for the day ended around like 3:30, or 2:30, 3:30, something like that. Me and a few others, we straight up hit the bar. We hit the bar for the 2-for-1s, like, you know, the happy hour, and just slam them back as much as we could. And like, if we had just an hour to kill, it's like, let's just slam them back for an hour. No, yeah. So Christy knows the place I'm talking about. It's she was there. Yeah, it's you always smell like Christmas trees in college. I mean, that must have been pleasant, like pine trees. But yeah, no, good times in college. Before those bar runs before rehearsals. So we rehearse opera just drunk as shit. Those were good times. And you have to understand, it's not that we didn't want to be there rehearsing. Well, sometimes we didn't, but it was because those rehearsals were so mundane a lot of times. Especially considering, like, if we weren't principal leads, if me and like some of the other people weren't principal leads, it was really hard to care, because we just by participating, we were going to get an A anyway. It wasn't going to, if we had failed opera theater, it wasn't going to affect, you know, us moving forward in our, you know, level, the next level. It wouldn't have affected anything. It just been like, oh well, you failed opera theater, so that's kind of stupid. Like, yeah, you're right. So sometimes when we knew we were in for and we did it a lot of times when we knew it was going to be a long rehearsal and we were going to be there for a long time. And again, the mundaneness of it all. So it was in late night video editing class. We all hated it. We knew most of the stuff already in the teacher side. Yeah. See, well, there you go. I'm not going to shit talk, you know, the director of the opera theater, but there were times where I wondered, why are we even here? But I mean, we had to be there because if we were part of the ensemble had to be there for specific rehearsal days. And on those rehearsal days where it was going to be a long night and it was, you know, not detriment for us to be on point, then yeah, we get blitz before the rehearsals. I regret nothing. I met some really good people in there. And then I met some people that were cool at first, and then and then afterwards, when you reach a certain point after being around them, you're just kind of like, I don't really care about these people, or I don't care about what's gonna happen because I'm never gonna see them. And that's one of the sad things is I remember reaching a moment where I almost really cared about how my fellow students what their opinion of me was, or like how they felt about me as not just a musician, but just as a person and everything like that. And then it just struck me one day. I remember when it happened, I went, why do I care? I am never going to see these people again. Like a lot of them is like, it's like, we're not even social media friends. So I know for a fact I'm never going to see these people again. So why do I even remotely care about how they view me? I'm already a few years older than most of these people anyway. I went to college late. I took like 2.5 gap years after my first year of college. So when I went back and went to Ole Miss, I had to basically start over because it was a new degree and none of my old college credits transferred. So starting from the bottom to rise to the top. But I was around all the youngins, the 18 and 19-year-olds that were still having to they have to go to frat party to get beer or get fake ice. I'll never forget one of my friends that I made. She showed me her fake ID, and I just laughed my ass off because I said I never got a fake ID. It's like it never occurred to me to get one, and I never wanted to. And now here I am, my first semester back in college. I'm already 21, going on 22 years old. And I was like, that's adorable. Fake ID. I was like, eh. And so I hung out with the upperclassmen most of that time anyway, because I was their age or getting too close enough to their age, and they all wanted to go to bars and stuff, whatever. And I'm like, I'll go. Yeah, it's like I'm right there. I'm there. Show me the places to go. Like I'm new here. Like, oh, okay, Mark knows how to party, and party I did. Not all the time was it a great showing for me. Not gonna lie to you, but we do what we do. College is a time where you really find out more about yourself. But that was another thing about me. It was like I had already had some pretty good life experience in that time where I wasn't in school, and I was working and I was doing this, and I had particular friends, and I was dating someone at the time that was older, and it was just different. I had actually lived a little bit, so when I went back to school and I'm with all these dreamers and visionaries, like freshmen and sophomores who thought they had their life mapped out, I just kind of went, oh honey, don't do that, because it is not going to go the way you think it is. And sure enough, I think I can count on 3 fingers, maybe 3 fingers, of all the people I met, all the people I talked to, whose life literally went according to plan. Maybe 3. And even then, those 3 people, life went according to plan, but that doesn't mean it didn't have very, very rocky highways. You know what I'm saying? So, plan to be surprised. Don't plan out your life. That's what I'll say to all the young people out there. Something else I wanted to talk about. I don't know how many of you watching are fans of anime. I know there's one of you in there. But I was just I've been on an anime kick lately. I mean, I'm always on an anime kick, but sometimes I have those spurts of moments where that's all I'm watching. The other night I was trying to do some writing and I got stuck. So I thought, okay, I need to watch something. I need something to inspire me, something to get me going. And I threw on Princess Mononoke, which is a Studio Ghibli film. And a who? Anime. Zach, you an anime fan? Right on. Did we talk about that? But anyway, I put on Princess Mononoke, which is a classic Studio Ghibli film, and I thought I'm just gonna put it on in the background so that I can hear it, and it'll maybe inspire me to write some words. But I ended up just watching it, and hands down my favorite of that studio's repertoire. And then I thought, well, HBO Max has all the Studio Ghibli films. So maybe I should. I got some time. Maybe I'll watch another one. It's like one I haven't seen before. So I watched another one, and I thought that one was just going to really make me want to, because I was so compelled to watch it and get inhale the story and absorb it, that I thought, okay, now I'm definitely going to get some writing done. And nope, I did not. I just kept watching it again. And then I just kept thinking about other anime that I love. And then today I was wearing my new Cowboy Bebop shirt with Ein, the corgi, the Welsh corgi, the intelligent Welsh corgi. And I thought, I wonder, how many other of my peeps out there are big anime fans, because sometimes you just never know. You can't put Ghibli on in the background; you always get stuck to it. It's true. And I found that out the hard way, because I thought the one I've seen the most, obviously, is Princess Mononoke, and I thought I could just ignore it, and nope, it did not happen. And yeah, see, Christy echoes it correct. Howl and Spirited Away. Yeah, I thought I almost threw on Howl's Moving Castle, but I've seen that one a couple times too, and I had never seen My Neighbor Totoro, which the Studio Ghibli logo is a drawing of Totoro. So I thought this one's special, so I really need to watch it. And I didn't know that Dakota and Elle Fanning did the English voices for the two little girls. Did not know that. And it's easy to see why. And then also the dad, the English voice for their dad is Tim Daly, who is famously the voice of Superman in a lot of the animated movies and shows for DC. So that right away, I thought, oh, Superman's in this thing. It's getting to be that time I do my yearly rewatch Full Metal Alchemist. I adore Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know the last time I watched it all the way through. But are you talking about the regular anime Full Metal Alchemist or Brotherhood? Because I tried Brotherhood, and it just, even for me, got so weird and confusing and convoluted that I didn't know what I was watching. I said, and someone had said Brotherhood is a way is basically them rebooting Full Metal Alchemist in the way that one's supposed to be more faithful to the manga, or for those that don't know, the Japanese comic that it's based on. And if that's the case, then I guess I don't ever need to read the manga, because I did not like Brotherhood at all. I tried, and I was just like, no, I like the adaptation you did over here with, the regular anime. Usually Brotherhood. I mean, maybe I'll give it another shot sometime, but there was something about it that I just could not. The pacing was really fast, and they were throwing characters at me that I wasn't used to, and they didn't really give me a lot. And maybe there are episodes that I missed, but I didn't get a lot of information from a lot of them, and it seemed like they were skipping a lot of other things, and I don't know, maybe that's just the way it rolls. Christy has a bi-yearly rewatch of Ouran High School host. I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to introduce me to that. That's surprising because I was talking about Puka. Really, dude? No, as soon as that thing aired, the first time I saw it, I said, "Oh, I'm in whatever this is," and I thought that the anime was paced and written really, really well. That's why, that's why I loved it so much. And so I was excited for when Brotherhood came out, but I didn't realize because I thought it was going to be like a sequel. I didn't realize like, no, we're retelling it, but we're going to do it more like the manga. And then I tried it and I just went, ugh. Also, by the way, if you really love Full Metal Alchemist, do not watch the live adaptation. Don't do it. The one on Netflix, because they tried really hard, but they focused on the wrong things. And I know I'm going to catch flack for this, but sometimes if you're going to adapt a story, it doesn't, just because it was written by, the Japanese author, doesn't mean that the adaptation needs to be straight up Japanese. And that's the thing. Like, you had all these Japanese actors playing essentially like Eastern European characters and people from the Netherlands, and like, this doesn't work. Like, I see what they're trying to do. Then, and everyone would have said, well, you're whitewashing. It's like, well, you're telling a story about European characters, so I don't know what we're doing here. It's really cutesy, like kind of cream witch bosses. Well, I mean, there's a lot of those, so I mean, I can get down on it. There's a lot of the anime that I love has its cringeworthy moments. The anime's full of that. Let's see. Zach says the big thing with Brotherhood is the beginning moves fast because it assumes you've seen the original. Then it slows down at the halfway point. Okay, well, I would say yes, but also no, because that was the thing that was kind of unclear to me about it, which is why I wasn't following it, and I kind of fell behind. And you can't really fall behind with Brotherhood. Otherwise you're going to be lost. I found that out. Correct. The live action movie is hot garbage. It very much is. Kind of broke my heart, actually, because I was kind of hoping the reviews I was hearing were wrong, but I bring that up too because I'm reading Berserk, the manga of Berserk, which I have like 6 volumes of the manga, but I hadn't officially read it. I watched the anime like a few years ago, the original, and they only did 1 season, and I can't remember the circumstances of why they didn't continue, but they didn't continue. But the manga kept going, and then the writer, he kind of took this long extended break from writing it, so the story was just incomplete. And then he finally got back to it, and when he did, it took many years later, and then they decided to bring the anime back, but it was a different company, and then they kind of dismissed everything that happened in the original anime, and they tried to make it more like the manga, but with no context whatsoever. And the animation is so fucking bad. Like, the animation looks like you sat down on a 98 Windows computer PC and animated it through there. That's what it looks like. And I found out it was because, like, well, they only had only a big enough budget to do it. It's like, well, then why would they bother doing the show at all if their budget was shit? If their budget was that big of shit, why would they do it? It's like they almost went out of their way to sabotage it. And it made no sense to me. And I just every episode, and I waited for it to get better, and it never did. And thankfully they pulled the plug after that season of like 10 episode season, because they were like, this, okay, cool, we can't do this anymore. I'm like, thank God. If you're gonna watch Berserk, watch the anime they made in the 90s. But honestly, I would recommend just go. You know what? They did do 3 movies that cover the first bits of the anime. So actually, I would recommend watching the movies. It's you can get them in the 3 movies in a single pack. I would recommend that, but honestly, read the manga because the artwork is gorgeous, like gorgeous. And then as I'm reading it, I'm realizing there's so much of this they did not put in the anime at all, and that's a shame. I get why they didn't put it in there, but it's a shame because it's really, really good and really crazy. It's probably one of the craziest mangas I've ever read, and I know there's a lot out there, but the artwork alone is worth the read. It's incredible. So yeah, highly recommend Berserk. But if you're gonna watch it, just watch the movies. Have you seen Yu Yu Hakusho? Have I seen it? My boy. I not that long ago I rewatched the whole thing like for a 6th time. Okay. I periodically go through the Dark tournament like by particular episodes just for funsies. Yu Yu Hakusho. I should have done a live stream yesterday. I was wearing my Hiei shirt. Yeah, no. Yu Yu Hakusho is my jam. Okay. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I had heard that they were bringing that back. I think they're still working on it's like same guy, the same writer, the creator is involved. I would assume the same or comparable animation team, but it's going to be a sequel series to the original. Which do I need a sequel series? I don't blame you there. I don't blame you at all. Do I need a sequel series to Yu Yu Hakusho? No. But would I like one? Yes, because I didn't think that last bit of Saga, the Demon World tournament, I really didn't think that was a high note to end on. But I wasn't mad at the last episode, so it's fine. I could take it or leave it. It's fine. I'm as long as you bring like don't change the don't try to make the animation all CG and bullshit like they're trying to do these days with all anime, and it just drives me nuts. And as long as the main creator and lead writer is involved, then maybe then I'd be fine with it. Yeah, see, that's exactly my feelings on it too. And look, they made this announcement a few years ago, so I don't even know if it's still happening. At this point, it's kind of I'll believe it when I see it. I wouldn't be mad if they forego a series and just did like a movie follow up. I wouldn't be mad at that. That way, you have the budget to keep it 2D. You keep the animation. The animation will be top notch. You can afford to bring back the voice cast. So yeah, make it a movie. Now, but I mean, if it's going to be a substantial story that needs like a full season, then okay, fine. I'm open to it. But don't you screw me. don't repay my fandom with bullshit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when they brought back Dragon Ball Super. It had like a few cool, really cool moments, and then it's starting to get like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing, you guys? I mean, yeah, like I don't hate the Demon World tournament, but I didn't know if that was a great moment to end on, considering the saga before that with Sensui is so good. Like, and then even the Sensui stuff was a hard act to they had to follow the Dark tournament, which that's a very hard act to follow. and you can say what you want about the character of Sensui himself, but I mean, because whatever. But I liked how they resolved that. So I didn't need the Demon World tournament. It's fine, but yeah, like I said, that last episode where it all resolves, I thought was really good. So yeah, I'm fine if they don't want to touch it again. My favorite of anime of all time, though, is still DBZ, despite its flaws. But I mean, that is the anime that made me give a shit about anime. Even though it wasn't the first one I saw, but it was the one that went like, okay, now I want to see more. And DBZ led me to Cowboy Bebop, which is arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, anime of all time. Bebop stands alone. I'm very wary and not worried, but I'm just I'm extremely skeptical because they're doing a live action adaptation of that for Netflix. And I like the cast they've assembled for the crew, but it's Bebop. It's like if you screw up Bebop, then you've like, why? Like don't taint something that's already perfection. Bebop is the anime I recommend to people that don't even like anime. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to is like, do you like anime? And they're like, no, I think anime's stupid. Like, have you actually watched it? Like, no. Like, no, because I'm not interested in all this. And I go, okay, well, give this one a try. And if this one does not strike then forget it. And some people will do it. Some people will at least check out an episode or two and go like, actually, this is really good. This felt like a Tarantino film or something. I go, exactly. For a while there, I was trying to campaign that if you're gonna adapt this thing live action, then only Tarantino can do it. But I have since come around on that, just going like, maybe just leave it alone. I was working Danielle through Dragon Ball a little while back. I was through when she actually, Dragon Ball's great. Dragon Ball, like the first series, it has some extreme cringe. Speaking of cringe, but excuse me, a lot of cringe involved because they were more comedic based for Dragon Ball, and then certain sense of humor things just don't land very well, or they never landed very well. But I mean, you also have to remember sometimes Japanese sense or Eastern sense of humor is very different from our sense of humor. Call it what you will. Thank you, but thank you. Yeah, it's Dragon Ball is very dated. Z is dated at the beginning, but as it moves forward, I think it finds its stride. The only problem with Z is it runs into there's a lot of filler. There's a lot of filler, and most of that filler, you can just get that out of here. Get it right out. And you certainly don't need 15 episodes to tell a 5-minute story segment. Cough, freeze. So I got cough. But what made that so great is that everyone at that time was watching it, and so it was kind of in our pop culture ether. So we were all complaining. We were all making jokes. We were all talking about it's like, when is that planet ever gonna blow up? It's just, but it's fun. Yeah, it's Dragon Ball's fun because it's more of a magical fantasy. Yes, that's 100% correct. It is. It's like silly magic mysticism in Dragon Ball, which is cool. And they try to utilize that into Z, but then Z, as you say, leans more into the sci-fi action aspect. You get things like time travel. You get things like there's space travel. There are, warriors from different worlds coming in, but then, towards the end they get back into the magic and mysticism, but you don't really buy it so much because you've already gone like, well, why would we go back to this when we were already steeped in the sci-fi of it all? I get it. I think there's a healthy balance of all of it that you can include, and I think that's what Super has tried to do. Whether or not it works is for, that's subjective. I think on some cases it works, and then in some cases it doesn't. But and I think the Dragon Ball Super's biggest problem is the fact that there's too many transformations. There's just like, we achieve one level, and the next episode we achieve another, and then there's another, and it's kind of like, is there ever going to be a limit? There's no limit. That's the thing. There's no cap on transformation levels. It just, there's no cap. Therefore, it feels like the stakes can never really rise. Let's see. Super is just disappointing because it's some of the highest of highs for the franchise, but also the absolute lowest of lows. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that. But I will say Super Broly, the movie. My brother and I went to a theater to watch that when theaters were still open, and they played it on the IMAX screen. That's one of the most fun, and the theater was packed. Just a bunch of just like dozens of anime nerds all in the IMAX screening watching this movie, and I have had maybe, like, I can count on one hand how many fun theater experiences like that I've ever had. That was incredible because we were all just nerding out hard. We were laughing at the right moments. We were oohing and ahhing. There's one moment in that movie that something incredible happens, and everyone was just like, like, it was just like one big audible gasp. And it was intense, man. It's like, I love that experience is one of the reasons why we go to the theater and why I really want to go back, because I miss that. Yeah, the animation for that movie is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I got the thing on Steelbook Blu-ray. Heroes Rising by My Hero Academia was another one we went to the theater to see, and that one was still fun, but it wasn't like Super Broly. Nothing will ever top that as far as going to a theater just to watch anime. But it was still awesome. My Hero, I wanted to hate that show so much because it was really getting overhyped, and I hadn't watched it, and it just looked so silly. And I go, I don't think this is going to be for me. And my brother literally sat me down and he went, "This is an anime about superheroes. Those are two of your favorite things. Why wouldn't you watch this?" And I said, "Okay." So, and I did, and he was right, man. Just like, I get 3 episodes into that thing and I go, okay, I'm in. Yeah, I'm excited for it to come back as well. It's a good show, My Hero, but it's a lot. They throw a lot at you, and I'll admit, even I can't keep everyone's name straight all the time. Sometimes I have to rely on their code names, their hero names. And it's still really hard. It's very I love Japan and Japanese culture, but man, sometimes their names are impossible. And that's, I'm working on it. But it's a very fun show. As long as our main character stops crying once in a while. Attack on Titan's coming back, or it may already be back for its final season. That one was one that shocked me when I first started watching it. I go, wow. Like, this show is wow. And then the further it went on, it kept getting weirder and weirder, and like, where are we going with this? And then finally, at the end of this last season, it finally provided some crazy context, and I went, oh, now we're starting to make sense a little bit. That's good. That's good. But that's another one I heard the live action adaptation is horrible. And same reason as the Full Metal Alchemist. It's like, sometimes, look, these are Eastern European characters and you're casting them all Japanese, and it just doesn't work. Also, the special effects were hot garbage from what I saw. So I was like, well, some things you just probably shouldn't adapt. Yeah, it's My Hero was Attack on Titan was hard to first season was hard to stop. Like, I think I binged that whole thing pretty quickly. And season 1 had like 23 episodes, so that was a long time. And then it took like 4 years for season 2 to come out. Like, what the hell? Why are you guys like, this is the most popular thing in the world? You guys are just not doing it. And it finally came out, and I was just like, I don't know if that was worth the wait, but it had some cool moments. And then it's just kind of, like I said, it was just sort of a steady, and then, okay, cool. So hopefully this last season really ends on a super high note. We shall see. That remains to be seen, but looks like it's just me and Zach kind of chatting about this. Christy, I know you like you love anime. Like, speak up. Let me hear some of your anime faves. Handsaw, do you watch anime at all, bro? I don't know if you do. Sorry, I'm getting text messages over here from my brother who has just watched WandaVision, and he's having a moment. He's having a moment too. I'm telling you, yeah. This was episode 5. So Zach, even if you hate the first 3 episodes, get to episode 5. Just taking it all in. It's a lot to take in, dude. Anime's crazy. And then sometimes, I got you. Wasn't that the same thing happened in One Punch Man? I'll be honest, I watched like 10 episodes of One Punch Man, and then I stopped, and then I said I'll get back to it, and I never did. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. I know people love it. Grandma, whatever. I know people love it. As I was enjoying most of it, but I was kind of going, I don't know if I'm seeing what everybody else is seeing. But that's not to say it was bad. Let's see. Closest thing was Gotcha Man. I remember Gotcha Man. Yeah, hey man, that counts. I think that counts. Did you ever see a Ninja Scroll or a Fist of the North Star? I'm excited to get back on time. Yeah. Yeah. No, I got to rewatch the last season because there's some stuff that that kind of went over my head, but I just sort of let it keep going, and then before I knew it, it was over, and I went, oh, okay, some of the stuff's making sense, but I need to go back and refresh before I start the new season. Oh, dude, I didn't realize Ross did that. That's got to be incredible. Anime nerd porn. I mean, yeah. And then sometimes anime is just straight porn. I believe they call that hentai. I don't get down on that because I don't see the point. Although, let me rephrase, because there's a movie, there's an anime film called Wicked City that was made, I think, in either the late 80s or the 90s, and it's like straight up, it's basically a sci-fi adult film. It's crazy. Tentacles, yeah, you know what it is. But I love. I mean, I loved the lore and the look of the film, and then, but it just so happened it was like there's a lot of sex scenes in this movie, like unnecessary, but here they are. And then I watched another one from the '80s called Magic Eye Goku or Midnight Eye Goku, and not the DBZ Goku, it was another guy, and that was basically like, you can tell that this was inspired by Blade Runner and a few other 80s sci-fi, but then there was like so much gratuitous, unnecessary anime nude in it. And I went, what are we doing here? Like if I'm a teenager, I'm probably thinking this is the greatest thing ever. But I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? I was like, it's weird. I'd rather watch Akira right now. Go back and finish the Fate series. I never saw the Fate series, actually. Never saw it. So that might be one. I need to finish Claymore because I was liking what Claymore was doing. Hellsing is fantastic, but that's just like anime gore porn, because it's just like you've never seen so much anime blood in your life. It's just like blood like even people are bleeding just gratuitously for no reason, like, and it's like large amounts of blood too. But it's still good just because the artwork's incredible, and I'm a sucker for vampire stories. What can I say? Super happy when I found Akira on Blu-ray. Oh yeah, they got those collector's editions, bro. Get Ghost in the Shell while you're at it. Sorry, I'm just answering text. He's having a moment. Yeah, Hellsing is glorious. It's incredible. I was a fan of like the first anime they made of it. Although when it ended, I went, "Oh, that's it, shit." But the OVA, the Ultimate Hellsing, was like devastatingly different and better and more bloody. So bloody. I'm trying to think of some other ones. To be honest, there was a moment where I was watching so much anime, like I have forgotten most anime that I've seen. Sometimes I like something simple. I stumbled across an anime called Restaurant to Another World. And basically what it is this door shows up on random planets at random times, and the door leads to this small little tavern restaurant run by this chef. He's like, "Hey, you hungry? You want to eat some food?" And he just makes meals for, humans and aliens and just whoever walks through the door. He makes them food. And it's if you're watching that anime and you're hungry, you will, I mean, you're going to be miserable, because the detail on the food is incredible. And they don't just stop at the design, like the artwork, even the dialogue. The people are going through like what it is, what it tastes like, what eating it means to them. They have these sort of they have this otherworldly experience eating this food. And it's so silly, and it almost makes zero sense, but in a way it makes all the sense in the world, because all these creatures and these beings from throughout the universe, it doesn't matter who they are and where they come from. They enter this restaurant and they sit down and they have a meal with other beings that they would either never see or never associate with ever. And here they are, just having a nice, cordial meal. That's what it's all about. That's what brings the world together, is good food. That's the point of it. Yeah, it's when I had Crunchyroll, I stumbled across that because I went, "What the hell is this show? Restaurant to Another World?" And that's what it is. It's just this restaurant that just is it's constantly moving. And and so, like, some of these people who have been to the restaurant, they don't know when the door is ever going to show up again. So they're either always on the lookout, or they just get lucky if they're on another world or something like that, and they go like, "Oh my god, that's that door. I can go get some sushi." But yeah, it's just it's silly, but it's very, very cool. Bleach has a ton of filler. I tried Bleach and I got so bored. I got so bored because I was like, when is this gonna really kick in? Because I'm waiting and I'm just not digging it. Which is why I haven't gotten into Naruto, like, any of it yet, because apparently that shit just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And I'm not into it. Especially if it's just nothing but filler. Maybe if I get bored one day and I'm just really in the mood to burn my eyes out of anime, then I might do it. But there's a lot. That's another thing, man. Like, anime, there is so much anime. You can never stay on top of it. Even when you think you can, you can't. You can never stay on top of it, because you might finish one and there are 5 more that came out as you were finishing that one series. It's crazy. Yeah, Naruto, I heard, got dragged out too long, which is why I just don't. Not gonna do that. I'm never watching One Piece, because that just no, I'm not doing it. I was really into Lupin the Third when I was a kid, and I know they just made a new movie about Lupin the Third, and I really, really want to see it. There was this short mini series called Wolf's Rain that I liked. It was on Adult Swim at one point, where it was just wolves that to everyone else's naked eye, they looked like ordinary people, but they were actually wolves. So it was just, they would, depending on the perspective, they would bounce back and forth from humans to wolves, and like that was a cool show. Your 1010 cosplay? Yeah, no, yeah, it's still going. One Piece is still going. So I mean, they have a dedicated audience, they have a dedicated team behind it, because why else keep that thing going, right? But it's ridiculous. But all that to be said, it's a cool medium. It really is. I mean, and I gotta applaud the people that dedicate, the Japanese people that dedicate themselves to this one thing, because that's a lot of, that's all they do, is they just handle anime. And the culture of anime over there is not so stigmatized, because over here people just look at it as cartoons, and that's not what it is. It's just it's just a storytelling medium through animation, because some shit you just can't do in live action. Some shit you shouldn't do in live action. It just doesn't translate well. So but I love the stories, and I love how over the top most anime can be, and I'm a fan of the over the top. Oh, okay. I got you. I'm with you now. I'm with you. I am a big fan of the over the top. And speaking of over the top, you guys, if you have not watched the new film that just released called Psycho Gorman, I cannot stress enough how much you are going to have a lot of fun watching this movie. Imagine a movie full of alien beings that look like Power Ranger villains, but the Power Rangers never show up. It's just all about these alien beings. One being in particular, Psycho Gorman, who is this all-powerful darkness of the universe, but the source of his power comes from this gem, and whoever wields the gem can control him. So what happens when that gem falls in the hands of this innocent little Earth girl. Some wonderful hijinks are going to occur. Yeah. Yes, it was where we paid like $7 for the rental. Worth it. And usually I don't pay for rentals at all, like unless I know I'm gonna get it for a while. And even then, $7, that seems like a lot for a rental. No, this worth it. You will laugh nonstop. You will have so much fun. Psycho Gorman. Cannot recommend it enough. If you want to enjoy a fun sci-fi action, just thrill fest. You heard it from here. So I'll speak on behalf of the boys. Feeding the Monster podcast feed. We do recommend the film Psycho Gorman. And I really hope we get more films like that in the immediate future. So you know what? We're going to call it a night, you guys. We're going to call it a night. The ice is melted in my gin and tonic. I got a refill anyway, but not a lot to talk about. I just wanted to get my feelings out. I really want to talk about WandaVision, but it's hard to talk about it when people haven't seen it, so it's fine. Zach's main takeaway from the dive: time to rewatch Yu Yu Hakusho. You know what? You're welcome, and you enjoy that rewatch because it's awesome. Old Handsaw. Get down on some anime, bro. You'll have a great time. And you guys go check out Old Handsaw's TeePublic store. If you want to drop that link. Thank you for joining, Christy. Good night. If you want to drop that link, feel free to. If not, that's cool too. But yeah, you guys, Old Handsaw's got a TeePublic, and you should all go visit it and support the man. Support the man. Good work. So that's going to do it for the dive. Will do. Awesome. I'm your host, Mark Camire. As you know, remember to I was about to say stick around. I was like, well, stick around later for all the stuff we got coming up. If you don't know, we've already been putting out podcasts over on the podcast feed. Corey Morissette has put out some Power of Positive Geeking, some Power of Positive Rocking. That one's probably my new favorite thing. Just geeking out about people's favorite albums. Our beloved Christy McGee, who is not with us tonight, unfortunately, she did an episode of the Power of Positive Rocking, and they talked about Metallica, and it was delightful. So go check out those episodes. Also, John, just you saw him earlier. He dropped a new show on the feed. Questions. I believe that's what it is. Questions with John, or questions John has. John has questions. I'll learn eventually, but go check it out. And fret not, the pants panel will be back. We're probably not gonna have an episode this week or next week, but very soon the pants panel will reconvene, and we will bring joy to the masses as we once did before. But on behalf of them, on behalf of Feeding the Monster, everyone over here, thank you for joining me. Good night, good drinking, good chat. Thank you, and goodbye.